welcome. And thank you for taking the time to come. And people are in the back, come up to the front so you can feel more involved and ask questions when you want to ask the questions. This is really a great informational time to learn any and everything you want to know about trades. They're taking their time to help us to help you. So welcome. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rick Bruce. I am a representative from the IBEW, which is the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 58. What you have before you is a panel full of skilled trades, men and women, that are going to let you know a little bit about the trades, explain how do you apply, how do you get involved. In fact, each person here is going to be available afterwards as well to kind of give you a little bit more information about the trades if you want to have a little bit more one-on-one. And there is like an information table in the back if you want to know more information. So we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to give you a little bit of information about how to apply, how to, what types of requirements there are, and some of the benefits. How many here have seen a lot of the work construction going on in your neighborhoods throughout throughout your travels? Everybody should be seeing some type of activity. Well, these are the men and women that do that work, that construction work that you see going on when you drive and you see tower cranes. That means there's construction going on. When those orange barrels go up, there's construction going on. And I know when you guys are driving, you say, oh, no, construction barrels. But when we see construction, we're like, yes, construction, that's great. I know it's a little bit delays, but that means that there's people working. That means there's progress going on. And, you know, for the city of Detroit, for those of us that have lived here our whole lives, this is an opportunity for us to rebuild and to build a brand new state-of-the-art infrastructure, which is the stuff that you don't always see. It's the stuff that's in the ground, but it's a chance and opportunity to really build our city to be one of the best and nicest in the country. We're seeing it. It's happening. These are the people that are going to tell you how you can get involved. And we're in a location that teaches these in high school. So Randolph, A. Philip Randolph, has been here since, I think, 1981. Do we have a representative from Randolph here? Do we have somebody that can give us a welcoming, and is there some official person that we can thank and that we can like? All right, yes, please get up on the mic. Thank you. Please give us some greetings.
Hello again, Council. How are you? So greetings. I am Dana Hughes, the Executive Director from the Office of College and Career Readiness here with Detroit Public Schools. Welcome to our home. We're glad that you all are here. We look forward to hosting you all for the next couple of months within our district on our campus sites. This is one of our pride and joys, so hopefully you'll get a chance to take a tour of the facility and get a chance to see what our students are learning. This is our construction trades school, so we have many of the disciplines here that we offer our students within the district. So what I'd like to introduce to you really quickly is the young lady that's standing behind me, because she is the interim principal of the school. I'd just like to bring forward Ms. Beth Cole, and she can just tell you a little bit about some of the fun activities and events that's been happening in the school. So welcome and have a great meeting, everyone.
Good evening and welcome. We are so elated that you are here in this evening. It's a pleasure to see some faces that I haven't seen in some time, and it's always a good feeling to meet new people. We do have some individuals that's currently on the tour. We certainly open our doors to the rest of you. We would love for you to go into the classrooms to get a sampling of what we are all about. We have in our showcase, some of our students just returned from Skills USA, so hopefully you will take a minute and look at the cat that is in the showcase window, which is made from repurposed metal from our welding class. On yesterday, we had an event called Ladies in Hard Hats, where the focus is for young ladies in skilled trades. So we had a wonderful panel that came out, had a very nice dialogue with our young ladies to encourage them to share stories in terms of what life in the skilled trades area can be about. And we are just truly about exposure. We want you to come in, share with our young people. We would love to have opportunities to come to your facilities so that they can see firsthand what life looks like extended beyond their classroom. So you are welcome here not only today, but any time that your schedule permits for you to come in. Feel free, do drop in, and we will be more than happy to see you. Again, thank you, and we hope you have a wonderful meeting.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And again, the people that you see before you are part of the building trades. We are the people the men and women that build the things that you like to see, and the buildings that you are in, and the building that you're in right now. These are the men and women that do that, and all the different skills. There's, I think, over 23 different apprenticeship programs that you can apply for. And just a little preview, you'll hear from Prudence Rose very shortly. But she'll give you the contact information on how to access all those different opportunities. But without further ado, I'm going to start to my left. We're going to start ladies first here, and just an introduction of, what trade you represent, a little bit of how we get involved in that trade, and just a little bit about yourself.
So good evening, everyone. I'm Riata Stroud. I'm the Community Engagement Rep for the Operating Engineers, Local 324, and I'm also a stationary engineer by trade. We train people on how to operate heavy equipment, so bulldozers, dump trucks, cranes, excavators, all the big toys that you see out there. That is our part of the industry. In addition to that, we also train people on how to repair heavy equipment. Much like your vehicles, they go through the term oils as well, so we have to train people on how to properly maintain that heavy equipment. And then we also have stationary engineering, which is in our trade, which is HVAC, indoor air quality, heating and cooling, and refrigeration. To get into our industry, you pretty much have to go to oe324.org. That is where you can find our application. We used to have our applications only once a year, but now we switched them to quarterly. So the next one's gonna be on June 5th, then after that, September, and then also December. I have pamphlets in the back and brochures, as well as flyers that list all of the requirements for our trade, as well as just a breakdown on each individual component of our industry. So pretty much we're looking for people that are hardworking, leaders, trainable, and safety conscious. You have to be at least 17 years older, have a high school diploma or GED, a valid driver's license, pass a drug test, and take your work keys test. Most of the high school students are gonna take that anyway. We're looking for them to have a 4 across the board. And then I just wanted to make one other quick note. Well, actually 2. Congrats to the students that did compete in Skills USA. For those of you who don't know, that is a statewide and national-wide competition where high school students that are learning the skilled trades at their CTE schools get an opportunity to compete against other schools across the board. So to be a part of that is magnificent. They get their red blazers. That piece out there is like a phenomenal work of art. I was telling the welding instructor yesterday he's got to paint it black so I can buy it and put it in my house. But it's beautiful to see the young adults learning the trade and being able to get into an industry like this where they can graduate from high school and make 6 figures. And the other thing I wanted to notice, this is an industry for women. I've been with the operating engineers for 14 years now. I got an opportunity to sit on that magnificent panel yesterday and talk to over 20 different high school girls that attend Randolph that are learning the skilled trade, and talk to them about some of the things that they're going to experience coming into the skilled trades, how to stand tall, what to look for, the knowledge that they're going to experience, as well as the work experience too, and answer a lot of their questions. So this is an awesome opportunity, and again, if you're interested in joining the Operating Engineers Local 324, my business card is also in the back, and then you can talk to me afterwards. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We want to recognize, we have our city council member, we have Coleman Young here with us. Thank you for being a part of this. We would not be here without having council's support and their advocacy. We are so grateful that we have city council that's not only here with us, but trailblazing the path for us with all these different construction projects that are being approved and things that will put people to work. So thank you so much for all that you do for us. There are two other council members that will be here later on, Mary Waters and Mary Sheffield. Those council, okay, so just Mary Waters will be our next council person that will be here shortly. So, but we're going to continue on going down the line here, and we're going to go with Plumbers Local 98 with our next presenter of all the great opportunities. We all are friends here. We compete against each other at times, but we are very friendly. But I'm going to go last. I'm going to go last.
Okay, all right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rufus Hamilton. I am a business agent with the Plumbers Local 98. First thing I'd like to do is debunk the myth that all plumbers do is plunge toilets and snake drains, because we do so much more than that. A lot of the school fairs, when I'm asking the youth, what do they think plumbing is? That's the number one thing is plunging toilets. So we do so much more than that. I spent a good little bit of my time working downtown, a lot of the high rises and even schools, putting in the plumbing. So of everything from gas pipe to bathroom groups and kitchens and things of that sort. So plumbing is a very lucrative trade. You know, all these trades are definitely well-paying jobs. So, I'm sorry, not a job, but a career. So that's what we definitely want to make sure that there's the opportunities are there for those Detroiters that are interested in, you know, making a good living outside of a college education. So, that being said, with our apprenticeship program, you earn while you learn. You know, to qualify for that program, we are looking for 18-year-old and older with valid driver's licenses, and you have to have a diploma or GED. There's an assessment test for you to be interviewed with our program. We have a training facility that you'll be going to once every other week, so twice a month, and that's for 5 years our program is for. Our apprentices start off at somewhere around $18 on a check. You know, you have benefits, so you get insurance, and you start paying into a pension, something that you'll have when you retire. A lot of work going on downtown, so we need bodies, and not only do we need bodies, there are opportunities that are need to be given to those that are interested in getting to the trades in the city. So I'm going to have my cards in the back. I didn't put any out. I got a bunch with me, so if you want to talk to me afterwards and find out more information on how to get into the trade, I can give you that information. I can give you my card. You can call me. I can walk you through the process. We also have a website that is plumbers98tc.org. If anybody's interested, you can go to that site, and it will break down and walk you through everything that our apprenticeship is about and how to qualify for it. So once again, that's plumbers98tc as in training center, plumbers98tc.org. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay. My name is Douglas Washburn. I'm the Downriver Detroit area business agent for Ironworkers Local 25. And first, I'd just like to give you some idea what ironworkers do, okay? You probably see the structural steel in the buildings. Obviously, we do that, but we build bridges and banks and vaults and coke batteries and steel mills and blast furnaces and electric furnaces, oxygen furnaces. We work with the millwright in the auto plant, and we work together with them doing conveyor and robotics and presses and everything in the interior of the auto plant that makes the car, the assembly lines. You know, we do all that kind of thing. So I'd just like to tell you also some of the projects, the big projects you see in Detroit right now, the Hudson's building over there. You know, we're putting up all the iron in that and doing a lot of other things on that. The new bridge to Canada, you may have seen, we're building that. The Wayne County Criminal Justice Center downtown, we've been down there over 3 years, about 3.5 years. The Central Train Depot over in Corktown, that's all being renovated. That's a $1 billion job. The bridge to Canada is about $5.5 billion. It's amazing. Every time I go out there, the work that's progressed out there. Henry Ford's got, what, $2.5 billion coming on the boulevard, in and around the boulevard with medical centers, recreational buildings, et cetera. District Detroit approved, or City Council approved District Detroit, so there's going to be 11 buildings there, 6 brand new builds and 5 historical renovations. There's a push also for hotels in Detroit to attract events and Super Bowls and Final Fours. If you don't have 10,000 rooms in the downtown area, they won't even look at you. So Detroit sets at about 4,500 right now. So there's a big push for that. And that attracts money for everybody, revenue for everybody, right? So the building trades collectively are all in desperate need of people. There is so much work in this state. We've got 2 general contractors, Walbridge and Barton Mallow, that predict over 30 million man-hours for the building trades collectively in 23 and 24. So the opportunity is endless. You know, there's not many jobs in America. You can take a high school diploma or GED and make over $100,000 a year very easily once you get your journeyman's card and go through the program. So I'll tell you about our apprenticeship a little bit. 18 years old or older, valid Michigan driver's license, GED or high school diploma, either one, and a Social Security card, and you must pass a urinalysis, a 10-panel drug screen for our training center as well as our union hall. It's a 4-year apprenticeship. The apprentices go quarterly, every 3 months, 5 10-hour days, so you go 4 times a year for 4 years. When you get out after 4 years, you'll have 2 welding certs. You'll have stick certification, 1-inch AWS unlimited. You'll have InterShield, which is a wire cert, which you can go pretty much anywhere in America, and they'll pay you more money than you actually earn to run wire. It's really in demand. You know, a lot of earthquake areas, that's all they run is wire. So when I went through the apprenticeship, I waited 3 years to get in. We used to take applications once a year in June. Now they take them year-round. You must take an aptitude test, and that's a number you get that places you in school. There's no pass or fail with that. It's just a number that determines how fast you get into the apprenticeship school. You fill out the application, take the aptitude test. You do not have to be in school, and you can go in the field and work. Our apprentices get a raise every 6 months, 5%. You start at $21.02 an hour. That'll go up in June. We get a $260 an hour raise in June. We signed a 3-year contract for $8 an hour. This is the 2nd year of that 3 years. So every 6 months they get a raise. The package is about $47 for the first 6 months, and then it goes up from there. The journeyman's rate right now is just about $35 an hour, and with benefits it's about 74, a little under 74 before the raise in June. Great health care, Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Cadillac plant, dental, eye. We got an HRA where you get an hourly amount on a debit card to pay for your co-pays, your prescriptions, stuff like that. I mean, for kids that don't want to go to college and incur all that debt or don't have the means to go to college, everything these gentlemen do up here will benefit you, and we are here to help people. That's why we became agents. We want to help people. We want to help you change your life. And right here is a brochure about our apprenticeship. I also have some QR readers here. You can just go on that and you'll see anything you want. Any questions you might have, I have a business card. I probably said too much already, so it's wonderful being here with all you people, and I look forward to helping you any way I can. Go ahead, John.
Good evening, good evening. My name is John Perkins, business representative for the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights. Like a lot of my colleagues up here, we do as well have a 4-year apprenticeship program. you only come to school twice a month. And if you're gainfully employed by one of our contractors, you're actually getting paid to be there. So that's earn while you learn. You'll hear that throughout a lot of our spews this evening. That means instead of you paying us, we're paying you to learn a craft, a trade of your choice. You can't go wrong with any trade that you all choose today. But just wanted to talk a little bit about our craft, right? You know, when you think about a carpenter, a lot of folks think carpenters only frame with wood or lay carpet, right? And so those are the two things that come to mind. We do those things, but that list is way longer than that. You know, 75% of every building that you walk in was touched by a carpenter. From the floors that you're standing on, from the walls, if there's drywall walls, so metal studs and drywall, that's framing and installing drywall. You know, bridge builders, welders, pile drivers. That list goes on. We pride ourselves being one trade with multiple crafts. So, if you're an individual that likes very intricate work, you know, interior trim, you know, or our millwright crafts. When you think about our millwrights, young gentleman to the left mentioned it earlier today. The millwrights work very closely with the iron workers. Think about the automotive industry, right? You know, those conveyors that carries the cars down the line. Well, our millwrights are the ones installing those conveyors. When you think about the new Amazon plant that was just built on Old State Fairgrounds, 43 miles of conveyor systems were installed by the men and women of that craft, right? So when next time you all order an Amazon package, thank a millwright for making sure that package gets to you tomorrow, right? So when you think about all the different crafts and all the different opportunities that are at your footsteps as of right now, a lot of individuals up here already mentioned, you know, every time you turn around, there's a crane in your backyard, or there's an orange barrel blocking you from turning right? That just means there are more opportunities out there. $13 billion worth of opportunities, to be exact, around that number. You know, that's active work that's going on right here, just in the city of Detroit. Not even speaking of Ann Arbor or Warren on the outskirts, just here in the city of Detroit, around $13 billion, and another 5 on the way, right? Another interesting number is 30%. 30% of our active workforce are eligible for retirement today. I'm going to say that again. 30% of our active workforce are eligible for retirement today. Some folks may think that's scary. How I look at it is, that means more opportunities for you, right? So your timing is great, you know, to engage in these conversations with the men and women on this panel are great. You know, when you think about these opportunities, the men and women that are sitting on these panels they take their time out their day to make sure that we can connect these opportunities to you all, because some just don't know the opportunities exist, right? How many of you all, if you all would have known about these opportunities, if you're older, if you would have known about these opportunities in high school, you would have jumped on it then? Usually when I have a room full of folks, a lot of hands are raised up. And so we know that exposure, I heard someone mention it earlier, exposure is key. But our job is not just to expose you to those opportunities, but to create them. So take this time seriously, ask the right questions, connect with the men and women on this panel, because these career opportunities are life-changing. We're talking about making sure that you can provide, not just provide for your family, but make good money in the process. And when the day's work and the year's work are done, you can retire in dignity. Not just retire, anybody can retire, but retiring in dignity is what we stand for. I want to just take note of an upcoming event that we have on May 20th, before I forget. We're going to have a career combine at our new training facility right there on 96 in Grand River. How many of you all, by a show of hands, are sports fans? So are you familiar with the NFL combine, right? You know, where they have the players go through different obstacles and so on and so forth. We're going to take that same model and turn it into a construction career combine tailored to our craft. And what that combine may look like is, you know, carrying a piece of plywood from point A to point B, you know, swinging a hammer, installing a piece of drywall, picking up a piece of scaffold from point A to point B. It's not so much a skilled it's not so much a skilled, how much you know in your skills, is work ethic. It's hustle. We're going to have about 30 to 40 contractors ready to hire on spot that day. So I want you all to get this flyer from the back table there and scan that QR code so that way you can register for it, because these opportunities, like I just said, it's going to be a busy summer, a busy, busy summer. And we want to make sure that the men and women in this room and the ones that are the viewers that are watching this, if you're interested in being a carpenter, floor layer, millwright, you won't miss out on these opportunities. So we're going to continue with the panel, and if you have any questions in the meantime, go from there. And I want to recognize Councilwoman Mary Waters for coming in. We appreciate you for granting us this opportunity.
Thank you. Mary Waters, Councilwoman, do you want to make any speech, or do you want to make or Council Member Young, do you want to make any? All right, we'll carry on with the presentations. Yeah, okay, okay, we'll jump down to, who's next? Percy, me and Percy did our apprentices, we were apprentices together, so that just shows you how far back me and Percy go.
I'm Percy Johnson. And you hear a lot of these previous tradesmen speak on the retirement of being able to be in a trade and have a pension and get a retirement. But right now, I'm a retired pipe fitter, and I'm also a licensed plumber. And I'm 70 years old, and I'm able to have good insurance and a nice income coming in every month so I can enjoy my family and my lifestyle. And that's from being in a union trade. All these union trades, men that are up here with their various different trades, are able to get health insurance, where they're able to have the type of income where they're able to buy homes, send their kids to college. I mean, all the things that the average man in a family would love to be able to do. But this is the pathway to have it. Right? I've been coming to these skilled trade task force meetings for the past 12 to 15 years. And what I've been able to do is to get the contact number to every trade that's up here. And I give you my number to use. So if there's anything that you've heard up here that you want more information on, please text me the word help. If you text me the word help to 313-719-9921 and text me your first and last name, I will contact you and ask you what particular trade are you trying to pursue, or what information that you need to be able to get into the trades. We also have a lot of wraparound information that's at this table to wherever you are challenged as far as your background with school, if your background with your driver's license, or background. The one thing I didn't hear mentioned since we've been here, that these particular trades are open for returning citizens. If you have any type of background that's on your record, they have employment for you to be able to get a job. This has been, the Skilled Trade Task Force meeting has been something that we've been coming to network for different builder contractors to come and talk about some of the challenges that they might be having to get the contracts, to be able to do the work that's available in our metro area. We come here and we talk about it, and we sit down, the advantage of being with city council and these elected officials that are sitting here, they've been able to help us to meet the challenges that we've been faced with in getting our citizens employment. One of the things that we were challenged with was our driver's license. When we had a past problem with the driver responsibility fees being tacked onto our citizens, it was keeping a lot of our citizens out of the opportunity of getting into the trades because one of the requirements is that you have a valid driver's license. We came here and we talked about it, and they were able to go to Lansing and make a pathway to where they repealed that driver's responsibility fee to if you had fines that were $2,000, $3,000 that were keeping you from getting your driver's license, we found a way to make that happen. We have also talked about the right to work policies and policies that make sure that our citizens are given the opportunity to make the type of trade income that they should make. You know, we took that challenge and we repealed that law for being able to come here and talk about it. But whatever challenge that you're going through, this is the purpose of the Skilled Trade Task Force meeting. I know it's a little low attendance here, but I know there are a lot of people listening to us. So please, the ones who aren't here and are listening to us, they have these meetings every third Wednesday of the month. So take time and go to the site. What's site? I guess Coleman and Mary Waters, you can give that site out that they need to go to, and you can go back to the past meetings that we have, up to the current meeting that we have to get the information so you can find out how to get your family members and your loved ones into these union trades. This is a great look. You've been riding around looking at all the abandoned homes, road work. You see a lot of construction going on. And we have, as citizens, have been saying, where are our Detroiters? Well, this is the pathway of how to be part and get into those jobs, right? Our city council was able to make sure that the work that comes here, that it's a 51+1 requirement with these jobs, that these contractors have the opportunities for our Detroiters to be able to get in. And if you're challenged with that, you come here and you talk about it. So if you're trying to get into any of these trades, keep coming until we're able to help you get in, all right? Use us. This is for you to use, all right? So please take advantage of it, and please, like I said, give me a call, text me, and I'll reach out to you where we can make sure that you have an opportunity to take advantage of this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome all you guys here today. I'm Antoine Bellwood. I'm with Local 1191 Laborers. A lot of times we're usually the first ones to be on a job and the last one. We have pension and health care, which you should be looking for when you look for a job. Right now, these trades are hiring, and they're just looking for a few good men and women, but right now it's a lot. You guys in here are employable. Just by you being in here, that shows your interest. All you have to do is take advantage of the trades, find out what you like to do, and make it do what it do for you as far as learning something new that's going to provide for your family. This is what this is all about. This is not only provide for yourself, it'll provide for your family. It gives you a living wage. You want a living wage job when you're out here. You want to know that you not only can support yourself, you can support your family, and when it's all said and done, you got something to rely on instead of just Social Security. We do a lot of work. We deal with roads, distribution, underground. We demo. We do just about everything in construction. And we're looking for as many people as we can train for these new jobs coming up. I mean, these jobs is in your city. They are for you guys. So it's up to you guys to take advantage of it. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell your friends, and so they can tell other friends. and your family members can tell other family members. And before you know, if you didn't get the word, somebody around you got the word, and they're taking care of themselves and their families. And you want to take advantage of get into trades now because we're on a boom. Everybody in the trades are doing real good right now. And it's about getting the man and woman hours to take care of these jobs, to have them. What good are the jobs in the city if we can't man them? And that's where you guys come in at. And we got the training for you guys. You know, you don't have to go get 2 jobs just to make ends meet. You want to be able to get 1 job so you can go home to your family and you can enjoy the family life. I mean, we all have other things outside of just working, and that's what the trade provides. You know, a lot of us, we share a lot of things with our family and friends, but we do care about each other deeply. And we're here to do what we can do to make this community even stronger. This is a great community in the city of Detroit, all over Detroit from east to west, north to south. We got to spread the word that now the jobs are here, and we want to take advantage of it. We want everybody in the community that's looking for a living wage job to take advantage of these trades. Our website is local1191.org. We have an apprenticeship program. Our training school is excellent. We teach you in everything, just about everything that a laborer needs to know in construction. Also, we have great programs as far as to help our laborers going, your international union, so we have work going in and out. It's not even just in the state. You might get with a union contractor and you might be able to travel. So you're not just, labeled just in the state. You want a job that can provide work wherever you go. And this is what the trades is doing right now. So my advice to you guys is take advantage of what the trade got to offer. We're all here to help you guys. We all came through the same loop. And, we've been blessed. And we just want to spread this knowledge along to you guys so you could pick it up and then you could spread it to other people. This is a community that need to be fed good jobs, and we're here to supply these good jobs and give the training for them. All we need is you guys' participation. And we're looking forward to dealing with Detroit as a whole because these are our jobs and we want to claim them now.
Good evening. My name's Nacho. I'm the organizer with BAC Local 2. So we represent bricklayers, cement masons, and tile setters. We offer a 4-year apprenticeship just like everyone else here, mostly. Requirements are to be 18 years old, GED or high school diploma, valid driver's license. You take a 6-week pre-job class where we teach basics on how to lay brick and block, or if you want to be a tile setter, you teach you the basics on that too. You leave the job, you leave there with the job and a bag full of tools. In order to get into our apprenticeship, all you got to do is apply online at bricklayers.org. And then we would just schedule an interview with you. If you pass that, then you just need to pass the drug test, and you get a start date. Our local also offers 2 pensions, an annuity, and health care. Coming out of that class, you start making about $24.31 an hour. We work mostly on commercial buildings, like they were saying, the Hudson. We got work at the bridge, hospitals, schools, jails. Mostly all commercial work. And that's about it.
All right, thank you. We got Prudence here, all right.
Well, good evening. Thank you so much for coming. First, I want to thank Councilwoman Waters for coming today and for Coleman Young for being here. It's very important that they're here so you can see that they are involved in the community, and I'm so glad that they've continued to carry this on because this has been going on for about 15 years now. And some of these people have been up here that long. So just to let you know, Must Construction Careers represents all 22 of these union trades, every one of them. And what we offer is we offer the ability to go out into the schools and to tell all of the young people about this, but we also come here to tell all of you about it. that there are opportunities for you, whether you're 18 or beyond. It doesn't matter. We want you to know that you need to be 18 years of age or older. You need to have a high school diploma or a GED. For some of these trades, you need to have 1 year of algebra on your transcripts from high school, which most of you will have, because when you graduate in Michigan, you have algebra. It's a requirement. The other thing you need to know is you have to have a car and a driver's license, because you will be going all over the place. You never know when you're going to be moving to another job, so reliable transportation is a must. The other thing I want to talk to you about is everybody's talked about how to get into these trades. You all know how to do this. They've talked about the value of the trade and what it's all about. Let me tell you about what it does for you as a person. This is something that builds confidence, that will make you understand what you can do, generational wealth for your family, things that can go on for the future, college degrees for your children if you want it, or a trade for your children if you want it. There are so many opportunities here. I'm glad you came out here today. I'm glad to see you. There's only two things that you really need to know is that we're all here to help you. And the other thing you need to know is you need to be focused. You need to have a purpose. You need to be present. When you go for this job, when you go for this interview, when you go to take the test, you really need to be present. You need to understand what you're taking. Go online. There's sample tests. Go online and take the sample test for most of these trades. Go online to the electrical, and if you go to muscareers.org, there are all 22 trades are listed, and a lot of them have videos that tell you what they do so that you know, gee, is this something I really want to do? Because let me tell you, everybody talks about the money. Well, the money's good in every single one of these trades. So whatever one you get into, the money's great. But look at what you would like to do for the rest of your life. Look at what you are able to do that you say, wow, I think, yeah, I could be a sheet metal worker. I could be a bricklayer. I could be an electrician. I could be an operating engineer. I could do this. Great. If you want to be a laborer, you can do that too. If you just, you know what, you can do anything you want to do, but make sure it's something that you think you'd be really good at, because you're going to excel at that. Don't pick something because you think it makes the most money, because that's not the purpose to do this. The purpose to do this is to give you a good life, a good living for you and your family. So I want you to remember that. The other thing I want you to know about the trades, it's very important, is we are a 100% drug-free organization. You cannot do any type of drugs and get into the construction industry. There is zero tolerance for drugs. You will be tested before you get into an apprenticeship. You'll be tested randomly throughout your apprenticeship. And when you get out in the field, you will be tested randomly throughout your career. It's unfortunate for some, I suppose, but here's what I always tell my students. What's it going to be? A good time on a Friday night or a $100,000 a year career? You pick. It's up to you. I personally would pick the $100,000 a year. And I will tell you that, and that's not a joke, you're going to make that kind of money. And you're going to be able to go back to school at night if you want to get that project management degree or that estimating degree so that you can go forward. There's a few people sitting on this panel today that have gotten those extra degrees. So when you're through in the field and you've been out there 10, 12, 15 years, you want to be a project manager, there's a whole lot of companies that'll hire you because, one, you have all the knowledge that you need to go out there and get that job. So there are a lot of opportunities here. This is an opportunity for entrepreneurship. It's enabled for a way for you to go out there, and if you're a plumber or an electrician, you got to go get that master's license, and you can go out there and open up your own contracting firm. They talked about Bart Mallow, the gentleman who owned Bart Mallow. He started out as a carpenter apprentice, and look where he got. He's one of the largest contractors in the United States, and he's a multi-billionaire, and he's got a multi-billion-dollar company. So these are all opportunities, and it doesn't matter who you are. This is a career, not a job. So you just look at it that way, and you go out there and you go for it. I will tell you right now, I'm here to talk to each and every one of you. I work with all 22 trades. I know all of them really well. I ran a contracting firm for 25 years, and a lot of them I worked with. Electrical, I worked with very closely. So I will tell you right now, I have a lot of these flyers in the back of the room. You can go back there, you can get a flyer. I have business cards. I would be happy to give you one. My phone is always open to anyone who wants to talk. If there's a specific trade you want to get into, I will definitely help you. If it's something to do with the test, I will definitely help you. So don't be shy. Feel free to call us. And feel free to talk to anyone up here. And if you have questions, please ask them. I will tell you something. I have a friend who passed away. And they say when someone passes, you should always mention their name. That means they're really never gone. Well, Mr. Tyrone Winfrey used to say this to every single class that we were ever at and everyone we ever talked to is, you need to get a plan in life. Because if you don't have a plan in life, life will have a plan for you, and you may not like it. So remember that. Get your plan in life. Get it going. I'm excited to see all of you here today, and that's my job, to help all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Prudence. We worked together for many, many years, so I know Prudence very well. One of the things that we probably don't say enough about is the entrepreneurial route, is that these trades, if you want to, when you become apprentice, get your journeyman's license, get your, in electrical, you'd get your master's, and then you'd go on and you could own your own company. And a lot of these trades is the same way, that you start off as an apprentice, and you can then one day own your own business. You become proficient at that job, you become competent at that job, you enjoy it, and it shows, and people want to hire you to do it. You could ask anybody up on this panel. Somebody's calling them up saying, hey, can you fix this for me? Can you come by my house and do this for me? Non-stop. I mean, I'm looking over at Adrian Bonds. How many times, I call Adrian, hey, man, I got a roofing problem. I need some roofing done. It's just like we all need those people in our neighborhood. And what if we could help grow that type of economy here, that we could then have apprentices, journeymen, plumbers, electricians, operating engineers, everybody in the same neighborhood. It's like there's the city of Detroit is a stronger by it. There was a time in the city of Detroit where that was the case, where everywhere you looked, there was a tradesperson on your block, a mechanic on your block. You'd go, hey, I need my car worked on. There was always some trade person that was in your neighborhood. And we got away from that, but we're trying to build that back. A lot of the buildings that you hear about that are being invested in, you hear a lot of $1 billion, the B word used a lot. A lot of these companies are investing in brick and mortar, and we like it, and we enjoy it, and we want more of it. But the trades that you see here, the men and women that you see up here, we invest in people. We invest in your education. Everybody here that you're looking at has a training center to teach and educate. That's what separates us from everybody else, is the world-class education. One of the things that isn't said enough is that we are the gold standard in training. We spend more money to train our people than any other college institution. We spend more money per member than anybody else. The only organization that spends more money on training is the U.S. military. Outside of that, if you look at the building trades, I'm looking at my friend Adrian Bonds right now, that's one of our agents for the building trades that represents all of the trades. If you look at the amount of money that all of us collectively put into our people, nobody invests more into human capital than we do. And that's something that people need to understand, that we really are here to make sure that you are prepared for these careers of the future. I'm also looking at Reggie and Aaron and Tamuk. They came down here because they want to see how they can help and how they can connect people to these jobs. And really appreciate seeing everybody out here. We enjoy what we do. We have jobs. We want to get you a job. We want to make sure we connect you with a career pathway. And we're being televised right now, so this will be recorded. People will be able to see this. Even though we might be small in numbers, if everybody tells somebody about these opportunities, we'll be able to grow the trades throughout the city of Detroit. These jobs are going to happen with or without Detroiters. We would love to make sure that Detroiters have these jobs, but the train doesn't stop. It keeps on rolling, so we got to make sure that we're rolling with it, and we make sure that we connect people with the opportunities. If you know somebody that wants to get into the trades, if you think you know somebody that might be interested, please make sure you take some pamphlets back on that back table. Get with anyone that you see at the table or in the audience here. That would be love to help you, connect you with all the different careers. Adrian, do you got something to tell us? You got some good news on some things coming up? Adrian used to sit up here. Now he's too cool to be up here with us now. But I'm going to put him on blast because he's a good friend of mine. And so I'm going to put him on blast so he can get on the mic and give us some good words of wisdom on what's going on with the building trades.
Hello, everybody. I'm Adrian Bonds. I don't like to take the spotlight from the people up here on this panel. I represent them in Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Monroe, St. Clair, and Sanilac counties. My job is as a field agent. I sit down with the Barton Mallows and the Wallbridges of the world, and they come to us and they give us labor projections on what they expect of the work that's coming out. And the projects that we have coming out right now, I mean, I don't see it end anytime soon, but we need you. We need bodies on these jobs, and we want Detroiters on these jobs. Right. Our focus is training. Every local here has a training facility, and we're looking for you. And this is what we want to do. This is what we enjoy doing, because we want to keep the labor industry and these jobs going within the city. So if there's anything I can do to assist anyone here, please reach out to these local men and women up here, because they're here for you, and they have all the opportunities you need to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian.
No, you're not done yet, Adrian. One more. How did you get into the trade, man? How long have you been in the trade, and how did you get in, man? How do we follow in your footsteps?
Well, for me, I started at 17 years old. I'm a journeyman roofer by trade. I have almost 34 years in. I don't want to tell my age, but I guess I just did. I started off as an apprentice. I went to work for the school board, Detroit School Board, in their skilled trades department. School board ran out of money, so I had to go back out in the field. I worked for one of the largest contractors in the city. I did all the bedrock facilities, all of the DMCs around town. I became an instructor at our apprenticeship school. I was supposed to work on Little Caesars Arena, but my local wanted me to come work for them and start recruiting Detroiters. At that point in time, 5 years later, the Michigan Building Trades knocked on my local's door and wanted me to work for them. So that's my short span on how I got in the industry and how I got where I am today. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Rick, I'm looking in the audience. And we're going to give a chance for you to be able to come up and ask questions. But also, I'm looking at a resource, Sir Metro. I need Sir Metro to come to the mic, please, and give your resources that you have. Because there's one thing about this task force meeting that we've been able to do, and that's meeting our citizens in the needs of what they might be challenged with to get into these various trades. And then I also want some of the tradesmen that are up here to let our audience know some of the trades where you don't have to take a test in order to apply to get into their apprenticeship program. I know our roofers were like that, our carpenters are like that, and our laborers are like that. So I want to hear a comment on that also, and the bricklayers. So come on, Sir Richard.
All right. Good evening. Thank you. It's an honor and pleasure for me to be here. It touches my heart. I am a retired carpenter by trade, but at Sir Metro. But at Sir Metro, my job, I am a vocation construction instructor where I'm promoting all the trades, right? But my main heart is we need workers, as it was alluded to earlier. We want Detroiters, we want young people to get involved. That's my heart and my passion. So let's say so my particular program, my part of the program, I work with ages 18 to 24. And if you are struggling to get through high school, if you're struggling with practicing the drug test, because we need to be drug-free, as was alluded to, these are things that my heart is to help you with a drive, the work ethic, the attitude, the posture, so that you can be professional when you approach these particular trades. That is what we really need. Young people many of them have lost the work ethic. Some of them have it, some of them don't. My leg is to help you overcome the obstacles so that you can be successful. I'm gonna let my counterpart talk about the adult program.
Hello, everyone. So I am the intake specialist for our adult services program. Anybody with a high school diploma or GED, you're gonna talk to me. We're going to give you a foot in the doorstep for all these apprenticeships. I can't stress this enough. We're literally giving you everything that you need for free to get into these apprenticeships. Take advantage. We're here to help you. We're not here to, just give you what you need and throw you out the door. We're going to help you in every step that we can to give you your apprenticeship and make sure that you are in the door and you are off with a career.
So hold up, but don't you also have for individuals who haven't graduated from high school or they don't have their GED, you have a pathway for helping that individual to get their GED in high school? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, we do. So,
I guess I didn't mention
no, you didn't.
No, I'm listening.
That would be our youth build for anybody who, okay, he's gonna take over.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I thought I mentioned that part. I got so caught up in preparing the young people. But if you're struggling to if you're struggling to achieve your high school diploma, you'll work on your GED. You'll spend half of your time working on your GED. The other half of the time you will spend with me, right? Learning about the trades. That's the piece I think you're alluding to, yes?
Yes, and there's another source of help that you have too, as far as your tickets. If you don't have a valid driver's license,
absolutely,
if you've been hindered because you haven't been able to pay your ticket or something, they also have resources to speak on that.
Absolutely. So all the wraparound services, whatever your obstacle is, whether it's having a driver's license, whether it's housing, whatever the case may be, we're going to do what we have wraparound services. Sir Metro has a large wraparound services. I'm still getting my arms wrapped around all the different services that we provide. So I encourage you to reach out, touch base with us, and we will guide you in the right direction if you call our office.
I want to also talk about the fact that Sir Metro has it's called a bridge program. They have like a 10-week pre-apprenticeship program that they have for anyone who doesn't think that they're really up to snuff on their math and their reading and locating information, because that will help you. It's applied math, it's applied reading and locating information. These are things that you can do to increase your chances of understanding and passing these tests. Sir Metro does it. Access for All is another program that does that. So these are two programs you could look into. They're free to you. I believe you get a stipend. They also help you with many different obstacles that you might have. So these are two programs that you should look at very closely.
And I'm looking at the table. We have a few trades here where you aren't required to take a test. You just have to be responsible and show up to work. Can see a sign of hands of the trades that allow that, and will you speak on it?
Labors. You don't, you guys can be incarcerated, get out, and come see us. You guys don't have a GED diploma, you still can come see us. We're located at 2161 West Grand Boulevard, actually across the street from Northwestern High School. So we open from 8 to 4. We'll go through a non-member application with you, and we'll take it from there. Also, I have a colleague in here, Reggie Carney. I believe he might have just, there you go, he's up front at the mic now. He's in here with me, and if you guys want to see us after the meeting, we'll feel free to do, and we'll go over anything or any questions that you have.
Okay, wait, but I just heard something really important. If you don't have your GED or high school, they also have a pathway for you to get employment.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, my name is Reginald Kearney. I'm with Labor's Local 1191, and we do have a open door policy, right? I mean, you don't have to come in and go straight to apprenticeship program, right? Because we don't, it's not, our system is not set up that way. The contractor usually chooses whether you're apprentice or not, but you still have the opportunity to take any class that you want to take and get paid to go to that training. So if you come to our door, you walk in our door, you fill out a non-member registration form, we'll put you on our list 3, right? And you list all the skills that you got. Say you come in, you know concrete, right? We got contractors are hiring right now. If anybody is in here or watching that has concrete, that know how to do concrete, bridge work, tunnel, underground, we're looking for those people right now. They are in high demand. You could come in 45 minutes, you can be working somewhere the next day or the next week. That's how easy it is to get in most of these trades, because you guys are in high demand. And I look at life as, you know, your path, you always choose that straight path. Yes, you're going to venture to the left, venture to the right, but you stay focused on that straight path, and it's going to be rewarding at the end. And that's what it's all about. You stay focused on what you want to do. Google everything that you want to do. It's out there. The information is out there for you to receive in order to get better. Always get better, stay better, and you will be better. Thank you.
Please come, ma'am.
Just remember local 1191 Labors, and that'll get you there.
If we got any questions, please come to the mic so people can hear you. We actually have people that are out in the audience that aren't here. They need to hear what you're asking so we can get the information out to them. So I know there's got to be somebody in the audience that want to ask a question or a concern that you might have.
I just wanted to make one comment. I'll let her go first.
Oh, boy. Let's see.
I'm a retiree from IBEW Local 58, but so I called my union. I'm trying to get some apprentices that dropped out to come back in, and to the union to bring them back in the apprenticeships so they can finish and be an asset to themselves and the community. Well, so this was the way that they explained to me from the training office at the apprenticeship school is that you have to put your name on their list, and then about every 2 weeks you need to check their website to see if they've opened up the apprenticeship, which you have 24 hours from midnight to midnight, whenever that date is declared on their website. You've got that leeway to apply for an apprenticeship. Now, I don't know, it's been changed many times. I got in because somebody told me in my electrical class at Cass Tech Adult School, when I mentioned if you want a plumbing apprenticeship, they said, well, they're giving out electrical. Well, it was hard to know back then when the apprenticeships were getting out, and then they changed it to the first full week of every, where you got 5 days within the month.
So what is
the
your
first full
question?
week, you could get an apprenticeship application. and then fill it out, and then they would tell you there's two websites, one you paid for and one that was free to study for the test, so you can do well on the
Okay, what is
test
your
to get an
question,
interview.
ma'am?
But now, I'm not sure of the rest. They didn't know anything about any place
Ma'am.
to study for the test when I talked to them yesterday. And they've
Okay.
changed this thing where you've got to go on their website every couple of weeks to make sure you don't miss that date.
Okay.
Now, is
Okay,
that,
thank you. Thank
is
you,
that, is that what you're going to have for this new program? Or are you going to change
We
it?
have a rep from
Now, Rick
IBEW
Priest
that's
should
gonna
be able to
assist you, ma'am.
tell us, because he's from Local 58.
How you doing? I got a question. I know several young men that would love to take advantage of this opportunity, but unfortunately, they have their license suspended for a year. Is there any way that they can get involved in the program while they work on getting their license reinstated?
Sir Metro, do you have any idea how that can be resolved? No, that's not Sir Metro. Okay, come to the mic, if you please. Go to the mic, go to the mic. Yeah.
So without knowing all the details of it, there are programs out there that you can get those tickets, what's the word, exonerated, right?
Right.
But you can come, have them reach out to us, and we'll have those conversations on what that process and where the opportunities are, okay? Thank you.
You need to, there are expungement fairs out there also that you should probably look into. Usually they have a judge that will come there and that will talk to you about expungement and things that you can do.
And get with that Sir Metro also, please.
And you can call my office as well. You can call me at 224-4248. I'm gonna repeat it.
Say it
Yeah,
slow. Okay.
give it to him. What city do you live in, man? What city do you live in? Because you live here, there's programs for you. That's what I'm asking. You live in City Trade? Okay.
But the people, the students that you're looking to help, are they Detroiters? Okay, well, your Detroit program, they have a lot of help for them. So like you was, so send them, get in touch with Coleman Young, and also get in touch with Sir Metro. And you got my phone number too. And reach out to me until we get it resolved. Now the people in Southfield, Wayne County, that's not Wayne, that's Oakland County. Yeah.
They can go to Access for All. Access for All is the whole state of Michigan, and Access for All will handle Southfield, and they also have programs.
And just to touch on that, there are some contractors that will take people with state IDs. I've had one occur recently, not too long ago. They took the person as long as they can get there, right? But the problem would come with that, just like Ms. Pruden said earlier, they may have you working here today and you about maybe 5 miles down the road later the next day. So that becomes a problem with that, but we are here to help. So I'm gonna give you one of my cards too as well, so.
Yeah, and that's the one challenging thing with building trades, where the driver's licenses are important to have so you can move around to where the jobs and the projects are. So if you are challenged with some reason why you don't have a driver's license, we need to know what is going to, what we can do so you will have those driver's licenses, so you'll be able to be on the job and perform the tasks of what the contract might require.
There's also state payment plans as well, where you can pay down those fees with the state as well. So call my office. We'll definitely look to see what program we can help you with, for sure.
I noticed that a couple of young people just came in back there. Is there a particular trade that you're interested in? What about you, young man? Yeah. Yes. Young man, what about you? Are you interested in a specific trade? Okay.
Look like I see somebody I met in the barber shop. Yes, please come up and ask your concern. Bring your concern on what you want to pursue in the trades.
want to get into trade, but I don't really know what I want to do yet. I want to get into trade, but I don't really know what I want to do yet.
Okay,
That's a
and
good
I've
place.
heard you got
That's
you got
a good
art
place.
skills.
I got it, Percy. That's a good place to start.
Right.
Good place to start. So when you think about the trades, because I know you came in a little late, and so you didn't get a chance to hear the spules of what all the men and women do up here. But when you think about the construction trades, well, I'm with the carpenters and millwrights, right? So we touch about 75% of every building you walk in. So from concrete form work, we call ourselves the footings to finish trade, right? So from concrete form work to interior systems, metal studs and drywall, to flooring, to doors and hardware, to bridge builders, to welders, you name it, right? A lot of the other trades up here as well. We have the electricians, we have the plumbers, we have the iron workers, all of the different construction projects and different construction work going on here in the city of Detroit, and just here in the state of Michigan. There is a trade for you. My question to you would be, do you have any experience in the construction world? And if not, again, that's another great spot to start, because now we can teach you and expose you to those opportunities that I just mentioned. I talked about it earlier today. We got a career combine coming up on May 20th. So if you think you may be interested in becoming a carpenter, floor layer, or millwright, make sure you get that flyer in the back. As well as go on our website, buildmyfuture.com. That's M-I like Michigan, buildmyfuture.com, and we'll go through and detail our curriculum, so that way you can kind of get a better idea of what we do. If you don't get what you want on that website, give me a call, and I'll schedule a tour of our training facility on the west side of the city, on 96 and Grand River, 145,000 square foot training facility, and we can walk that entire building for you to understand what it is a carpenter, floor layer, or millwright does. Because sometimes you have to see it to understand what it actually does. If you like working with your hands, if you like making something out of nothing, you're in the right spot. Okay?
Hey, John, I got a chance to see this young man. He does great artwork.
Okay.
So is there, and I thought about you, because when we came out to your facility, can you speak on the artwork of how he could use that in the carpenter trade?
Absolutely. So when you think about art, right, like we mentioned, you're making something out of nothing, right? You're bringing something to life. So when I started my career as a carpenter, the most fulfillment part of my job when I was on a job site is, beginning of the day, there's a pile full of studs on a floor. By the end of the day, there was an entire room. So because of what I learned, and because of the two hands and the artistic mindset that I had, it allowed me to make something out of nothing. Have you ever been to the Little Caesars Arena?
No.
No? Where you live at? You live in Michigan?
Yeah.
So do you know what the Little Caesars Arena is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Pretty cool building, right? We built that. Yeah. So when you think about projects like that, it was something out of nothing. Prior to that building, it was nothing. There was a lot, right? And we erected a whole stadium. So when you think about the artistic mindset, that's what makes a good craftsman and woman, tradesman and woman in our industry, because you have to think, you have to allow your mind to expand to make these things work, right? So I think you'll do very well in any trade that you choose, but I'm going to turn you into a carpenter, so.
But seemed like I saw you some flooring or something that you had in your facility.
Absolutely, yeah. So all the decals, so a lot of our flooring, a lot of our floor layers in their curriculum, we teach them how to install different types of flooring, VCT, LVP, that's luxury vinyl plank, hardwood floor, flash cove, sheet goods. When you go into a building and you have a decal that's embedded on the floor, if it's not a vinyl, sticker, it was embedded in the floor, meaning that material was cut out and shaped and formed in an artistic way to create that design. A lot of our floor layers, part of their curriculum is their inlay class,
And I know all this terminology, like what the heck is an inlay, but that's why you and I gotta actually go through the facility, because I want you to see how art is embedded in what we do on a day-to-day basis. A lot of stuff that we do is finished work, right? And that's with all the trades, right? Even though the label may be a rough carpenter, right? My view on that is all of our work up here is finished work until it's not, right? So the rough carpenter that's framing that wall, that's finished work until the drywall puts the drywall. When the drywall puts the drywall up, that's finished work until the painter comes, and so on and so forth, right? So when you think about it like that, you can apply art to any of the different crafts up here. But again, you're gonna be a carpenter anyway, so we're gonna talk after this, all right?
You know, one thing I'd like to mention real quick, and John talked good about this. You got to remember, all of us up here, we work in the commercial world, right? We build the buildings, we build the offices, we do all that, right? But many of these trades are also applied to the residential community too, right? So you learn electrical, you learn plumbing, you learn roofing, you learn to be a carpenter. You can apply all that at a relative's house. A friend might call you, he might need a new roof put on, or whatever you may need. You know, there's many things you can do in your own, as well as in your own home. So it's multi-use, many ways to use that trade.
And on that point, these are pay-it-forward apprenticeship programs. When you come in, you're getting paid as you're getting trained. You don't have college debt after your 4 years. You know, a lot of your college students, they have to go to college for 4, 6, 8 years, and they have this tremendous debt that they owe. When you go in as an apprentice and graduate as a journeyman after 4 or 5 years, you're making double the income that you started in. When you come in at $18, $20, $25 an hour, and at the end of your 4 or 5 years, you're making double that. You know, so it's not a debt at the end of these apprenticeship programs, and you don't have to pay to get into it. You just have to show up and be about your business and be on time. And that's something we didn't really speak on too much, but it's also very important as far as tradesmen that you're on time, and it's about being about your business. These jobs that they have, these assignments that they have to do, their schedule that they do to be complete at a particular time. So they need all hands on deck, you know, and you're the beginning of something going up. So we don't have heat, you don't have the air conditioning, you don't have the shield from rain, so you have to dress and be prepared to do the work. But trust me, it's good work, y'all, and it's something that you can do.
Young man, what is your name? Can you tell us your name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan? And how old are you?
I'm 17.
You're 17 years old? Are you still in school?
Yeah.
What school are you going to?
Bethany Christian.
Bethany Christian. Is that a Detroit school?
It's in Troy.
In Troy? So there are opportunities, and this probably may not apply to you directly, but you know, Randolph right here, I mean, you can apply to go to Randolph and learn these different trades here. I mean, we're in a jewel of a school right now, a learning institution. I'm looking at one of the instructors right now, he's eyeballing me, that teaches here, that would love to do a tour with you. You don't even have to go anywhere outside of these doors. You can go around and look at these classrooms. I'm sure he would love to be able to show you around the school here on one of the things that the carpenter, there's a carpenter class here in this school right here. You don't have to go anywhere but just out into the hallway and to get a little overview of what the trades have to offer. There's bricklaying, there's electrical, there's plumbing, there's a lot of different opportunities right here inside this school, which all these trades have participated in building and maintaining. So please take that opportunity. We also have Prudence Rose down that has some other opportunities to, like John Perkins was saying, that to get you that exposure to the trades. If you don't know exactly what you want to be, he's trying to push you to be a carpenter. I'd like for you to be an electrician, but you choose, right? You see what's best for you and what you enjoy doing. And somebody said earlier, don't look at the money, look at what you enjoy doing, because that's where you're going to get the most amount of gratification out of your life. If you do something just because of money, at some point, it's just not going to be worth it. It's just going to it's going to be grinding. You're going to be getting up and like, man, I got to pay these bills. I got to go to this job that I don't like and do this work that I don't like. But everybody up here, they smile when they talk about their career because everybody here enjoys what they want, enjoys the job that they do and the career that they are in, and we want that for you. I'm looking at Aaron Marks. I'm looking at Aaron Morrell. These are electricians. Even Cindy Dara is electrician. I mean, we got a room full of electricians right now. Prudence, electrical contractors. This room is full of electricity right now. So choose a career that you enjoy, but I'm going to just try to tell you that the one that is going to be the one that I think you're going to enjoy the most is electrical.
Wait.
I'd like to add
I'm
my
gonna
2
let
cents
you
in real
know.
quick.
Hang on, I'm going to let you know there are 22 trades to choose from.
I was going to suggest that the young man talk to Prudence and let her know what your interests are, and she could probably help steer you in your way since you had no experience with anything.
These
But
flyers
the
are all
plumbers would love
available
have
to you out in the lobby, and all 22 trades are on the back, and if you go online, you can look at all of these trades online. They have videos, you can see what they do, and they really give you insight as to what you want to do. Do you have other people that have questions also?
We'll let them go.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to thank everybody for their time today. I know it's not easy to give up your time to come here and educate the community on, what's out there and the opportunities that are available for the young people. But my question is, I have a son, he's 16 years old. Since he could walk and talk, always been interested in taking things apart and putting things back together. And he's currently a junior in high school, going to his senior year. He's not yet at that stage where I know a lot of the programs you said were for 18-year-olds. What opportunities do you guys have, or are there opportunities now for him to get involved in any programs? He's, dying to work this summer to get his first job. What type of programs do you guys have available
Hold
for
your
that?
horses, John.
Oh, come on.
They just been mic hogging all night long. Okay, so I'm Riata Stroud, like I said, and for one, he can come here to Randolph. So Randolph teaches a whirlwind of trades that lead to careers. For example, today I was up in the Thumb region for a career fair, and it was a young man up there named Dorian Montgomery. He literally just graduated from Randolph last year. He was talking at the graduation. He's already a bricklayer. Me and him were at the same event. He's like, hey, Miss Riata. I'm like, I'm so proud of you. But he's now an apprentice and going into his second year of apprenticeship. So this is an opportunity coming into this school. He can come his senior year, and it's going to lead him to finding that pathway, that career exploration that's going to lead him to an actual trade. Another big benefit of coming to Randolph is that he gets the opportunity to meet me, and that I promote the Detroit Workforce of the Future program. It is a high school program that teaches the young adults about all of the skilled trades. So electricians, plumbers, pipe fitters, iron workers, you name it, carpenters. We all sit on this advisory board. We pour into the pot, along with our contractors, Barton Mallow, Aya Frady, Blaze Construction, et cetera, and they teach the kids about all the skilled trades. In addition to that, the children are all paid $15 an hour. We work with them from March to August, and once they're a graduating senior, depending on whatever skilled trade they want to get into, they get a direct entry into that program. We take them to the Hudson site, we took them to the Gordie Howe Bridge. Even a few years back, we took them to, once the Little Caesars Arena was built, they got to do a tour and see what our stationary engineers do as far as manning the ice rink, the whole 9 yards. So I strongly encourage you, as well as any other parents out there, that you can get your child into the skilled trades now. If you have high schoolers that are freshmen, sophomores, start talking to their counselors now about these opportunities, because they can not only graduate with a high school diploma, but also with a certification in an actual skilled trade from Randolph High School. Thank you.
All right. So with the Carpenters Union, we have a summer camp. Every summer we bring in 40 to 50 high school students through the GDYT program. And with that program, it's a paid internship. So I encourage you to sign up for that. I'll give you the number, and I'll also give you my card as well. But in that program, it's a 5-week program. First week, teach him construction safety, so that way he has all 10 fingers when he comes back home. In addition to that, then we go through a basic carpentry class, and then the last 3 weeks of that internship, if you go through the community where our training facility resides, every new porch and every new ramp you see, a 14-year-old built that. So this is just that exposure piece that we were talking about. While he or she is still in high school, they can come with us as an intern. We'll teach them the craft of carpentry, so that way when they do graduate, they have those credits that are tied to their apprenticeship if they decide to come into our apprenticeship. So that number, you're going to text CAMP to 855-424-2562, and that, again, that's text CAMP to 855-424-2562, and I'll give you my business card as well after we're done with this.
Okay, thank you, guys.
And that's a paid internship.
Okay, thank you.
That was the eye contact that we had a little bit ago, but I want to build on what he said. A jewel. And for the parents and for the young people that have walked around here earlier, and Frederick, you had the opportunity to walk around and get a little look at it. He was excited. I could feel the vibes. But this is a jewel that needs some polishing. COVID has done not so good for us, but we're building back up again. Ms. Cole has left, but I would love to hear thoughts, but this is a jewel. The teachers are here for the kids. I'm a retired architect. I just turned 80 years old. I graduated from Mumford High School in figure it out. And I love being here for one reason and one reason only. There they are. I go home some days, my heart is crying. But the days I go home with the spark and the electricity are worth the waiting for. So this board and this group of people that are here today, this is a jewel. Take advantage of it in any way, shape, or form. We're here for the students to teach them the basics. And when we take carpentry, I'm a carpenter at heart. I've designed everything from hot Sam pretzel shops to the surgery suite at Henry Ford Hospital that opened my heart up 2.5 years ago to give me life again. I designed that suite when I was a young architect. Boy, when they found out I was the guy, they said, "You forgot that screw up in the ceiling." But those things come together. What goes around comes around, and I've known some of you for many, many years with this facility, but this is a jewel. Bring it back to the polished point that it can be so that we can help these young people get where they want to be and to enjoy what they want. Prudence, the point that you made about loving what you do and don't worry about the pennies. I remember my first job in architecture, full-time, was $1.75 an hour. At that time, my wife was a school teacher. Her first full-time contract in teaching in 1967 was a whopping $5,500 a year. I still have a copy of it. She passed away 13 years ago, almost to the date, back on April 10th, and I still have those memories of her and thinking about it. Because she was a teacher, I became a teacher. I taught at Lawrence Tech for 40 years, and I'm here because of you. Thank you.
Wait, hold up. There's something you missed that I want you to point out. If you are going to it, ma'am, excuse me. Ma'am, you have to go to the mic, please. So it's something I didn't hear you say, and Detroiters need to know this. If you're going to a Detroit school and you want to come to this school, they have, will you explain that to them, how that works?
Yeah, the schools, the counselors at the high school level know about the interaction. What we have to do and do better to make up the time from COVID is to interact with those counselors to coach the students that want to be here. We want the students that want to be here. I'm going to say something that's pretty blatant. Now, in many cases, we get students that don't necessarily want to be here, and I can talk to you about a few of them because of whatever reasons, but this is a jewel that we need to polish each and every day.
But the point that I want to get out, they will bus the student here to the school.
Oh, yeah. The program is morning program or
and take
afternoon
them
program.
back to their school.
They do their academics in the morning, and
So like if a student wanted to come to Randolph, we have an AM and a PM session, right? I'm an instructor here at Randolph. I teach plumbing. My name is William Moore. I teach plumbing here. So if a student wanted to come here, if they go to a Detroit public school, that school offers a bus service that will bring them over here either in the AM or the PM. So if they chose to come over here in the AM, they will come to their school in the morning, and then they get bused over here to us around about 8:15, something like that, because the morning class starts at 8:30, and then it ends at 11:10, and then they would get bused back to their school and finish their day off at their home school. If they chose to come here in the PM, then they would go to their home school first for their first, second, and third hour. Then they would get bused over here about 11:30 because the PM session starts at 12:10, and it goes from 12:10 to 2:50. And then they get bused back to their school to be dismissed. But how they get here is what you said, is they have to talk to the counselor. The counselor is the direct connection from their school to our school.
I have something. You don't have to be a Detroit resident to go to school here. If you live in Oakland, Macomb, Wayne, any district, you can go to school here. Used to be you had to be in Detroit. Now, as Ms. Cole will tell you, it is open to everyone.
Yes, there is an application process, and good afternoon or evening, I guess, to those I was not able to greet or who was not here earlier. There is an application process that we have for those students who are out of district. And then, of course, we have to have a collaboration with that home school. Okay, once the agreement has been met, then we are allowed to enroll them into Randolph. Also, one of the means that we have in terms of recruiting our students, we have tours. Also, when high schools have special events, example, Mumford High School had a career fair just Tuesday of this week, we make certain that we're in those schools because we do all we can to enroll them. Once they express an interest, then we communicate with that school principal, that school counselor, to try to get those students enrolled into Randolph. Is have what they call a placeholder. They put that on their schedule, they come to Randolph, we take them on a tour, and then we enroll them in the program of their interest. But yes, we accept all students. Mm-hmm.
And so they had a lot of different trades classes. Is it possible that you could maybe offer night classes for people who already have their degrees and like adult ed instruction?
We are in the process of finalizing the plan for the adult ed program. We have a tentative start date sometime in May. So if you're interested in that, what I recommend is that you call the school, Randolph 494-7100. We will take your contact information, and as soon as everything has been solidified, then we will reach out to you with that pertinent information.
Give that number out one more time and a little slower.
313-494-7100 is the main number. 313-494-7330 is my contact number. Direct line to my office, and again, my name is Beth Cole, C-O-L-E. You can reach me at Beth, B-E-T-H, .Cole, C-O-L-E, at DetroitK12.org.
Great.
And again, we welcome each and every one of you. If today is not a day for you to come and tour, then please reach out. We are more than happy for you to come back afternoon or morning so that you can see the students in action.
All right, good stuff. don't see anybody else coming to the mic, so can we have a word from our sponsors? From our city council?
I was getting ready to say, who else is a sponsor? Who you talking about? Well, what's going on, Randolph? How y'all doing? What's going on, everybody? Listen, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody who's up here. I just want to say there's a great quote that says that the best thing you could do with your life is something that will outlast it. And when you're building these buildings, when you're building these projects, you are building something that will outlast your life. You are building not just bricks and beams, but hopes and dreams. And we want to give you the skills, the talent, and the confidence to be able to make that into a career. So when you're here, it's not that we're just training you how to do this. We're training you to be the best, the most elite. That is why you are making the money that you're making. That's why we have the demands that we have on you. It's not because we're trying to be tough or trying to be hard. It's because we are making the best out of you. And we all know that pressure does two things. It either busts pipes or it makes diamonds. And the goal here is for us to make you into a flawless diamond. So listen, pay attention, work hard, take advantage of this investment, and I guarantee you, if you do what you're supposed to do and you be where you're supposed to be, this could change your life. It could change your family's life, and the next generation's life, and the next generation after that, because we're teaching you a skill, and once you learn this skill, nobody can take it away from you. So I appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for all the men and women of labor being here. You are what truly makes this city great. Thank you, take care. And I also want to give a very special thank you as well to Chairwoman Extraordinaire Mary Waters. Thank you so much for your leadership throughout this time. We appreciate you and all the work that you're doing. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. God bless you.
Well, one more thing I just want to say. The reason why we continue to have these meetings was from reaching out to our city council, right? So this is your tax dollar and your city officials working for you to make sure that you have an opportunity to be exposed to this. So there's a table in the back that's right outside. If there's anybody that's 17 or 18 and you're not registered to vote, please make sure you go to the voter registration and make sure that you are able to vote. All right? Thank you.